you're ready.
Okay. Welcome to the Marinade, a free-flowing conversation about the creative process with creative people. Each episode we welcome musicians, actors, comedians, authors, visual artists, filmmakers, anyone who creates art to talk about how and why we make stuff. This is a bonus episode. This is a Jason's Journal. It's a series that we do anytime I have some sort of creative event that I'm either covering or some major moment in my creative life. And in this case, I have the great honor of, for the 9th year in a row, covering Suwannee Spring Reunion at the incomparable spirit of the Suwannee Music Park in Live Oak, Florida. If you haven't listened yet, go back and listen to our Thursday Jason's Journal. This is going to be a recap of Friday. I'm recording this at 9:10 on Saturday morning. A big day of music ahead of us, and I'm so excited for it. But y'all, yesterday, I set out I had two goals yesterday. One was to try to make sure I hit as many sets by unfamiliar artists to me as I could. And then the second goal is the one that I'll get to in a second, which is my stated rule number one of festivals. And I did great on goal number 2. I did okay on goal number 1, but we're in pretty good shape because the big one I really want to see is Amelia Day. So I started the day off, just nothing was going right, which is fine in this setting because everything's so beautiful and it's such a relaxed atmosphere, and I feel at peace when I'm here at Spirit of the Suwannee. But I just couldn't, my computer wouldn't work, the internet wouldn't work. Nothing. My analog recorder, I tried to go analog and nothing was working. So it took me all morning, really, to get that Jason's Journal up. It took me nearly as long as it would to edit like a feature episode of the Marinade. And I was trying to edit some photos, which I was unsuccessful at doing because of the technology issues. And so, unfortunately, I missed Tire Fire. They sounded great. One of the beauties of Suwannee is that if you're on the grounds anywhere, pretty much, you can hear the music coming from the amphitheater. So I was able to at least hear it from the media tent, which is right, kind of almost backstage. It is backstage, right, I guess, of the amphitheater stage. But I was able to hear, at least what they sounded like, get a feel for them, and would like to catch them in the future. They're setting it at noon. It took me until noon to really get everything done. And I guess I was able to catch after that some of Reverend Robert Jones Sr.'s set, which I was looking forward to. Caught the last little bit of that, and then I just needed to go back to camp to regroup. I'd been out and about for 4 hours at that point. And so I went back, got some water, relaxed for a second because of rule number 2. Or goal number 2, which is rule number 1 of music festivals, and that is no FOMO, okay? Y'all, you can't catch everything. I talk about this just about every time I cover a festival, as much as a reminder to myself as anything else. You can't catch everything, especially at a festival like this, which is packed full of incredible music. So you got to just sort of make sure you hit the sets you really want to hit and kind of blow in the wind otherwise, and provide time to go back to your camp and relax. Some of the best moments, the good bits, happen back at camp anyway. I usually camp by myself here at Suwannee, the last few years at least I have, and I end up meeting really cool people and having fun connections that I make and building festival family. But with that comes the fact that someone will, and I promise this will happen to you, and you probably understand it if you've been to a festival before. Someone will come back from the venue, you're at camp, and they have a smile on their face like they've just smelled a puppy's breath. And there's 3 of them usually, and they're talking a little louder than seems appropriate, even though you're at a music festival, because they're so jacked and they're having such a great time. And they'll say something about a band you've just learned about, but you didn't know anything about them. You just saw them on the bill, and you might have listened to a song or two. And they have a 1 o'clock set, and that's the only set they're playing the whole weekend, this band. And they're named after the lyric of some other band that they revere, that you're pretty hip to as well. Oh shit, Welcome to Earth. Man, they were incredible. Apparently they're named after like this lyric in some guy named Sturgill Simpson's songs. I don't know. That's the first time I'm hearing of Sturgill. I'll have to look him up on Spotify. And you want so bad. You want so bad to correct them. It's Sturgill, y'all. And you want so bad to be like, he just got a new record out. It's a sexy disco cross with Sound and Fury masterpiece. But you shut your fucking mouth and you take it. Because you don't want to yuck those people's yum. They just had a great time. And your pretentious response is not helping them at all. It's not adding to the experience. And you missed Welcome to Earth. And that's fine. They'll probably come back to wherever you are. And if they don't, that's okay. Because you needed to go back and drink some water and rest. Okay? Reapply your sunscreen. Sit in that new camping chair that you spent probably more money than you should have on, but you deserve it. And it's really enhancing your camping experience at the moment. Okay? And that happened to me yesterday. This band called Kindred Valley. And immediately followed them on socials. They seem really cool. Looking forward to getting into them, but I missed their set. And I missed it because I needed a break. And I also missed Amelia Day's set. Now, the good news is Amelia Day has a set today. I'm recording this on Saturday morning. She plays this evening. I was able to hear the bleed of her set into the bird sanctuary where I'm camping. What a voice. I am so excited to see this set later today. She covered the Cranberries and absolutely slayed it. So, hey, it's okay. I missed Kindred Valley. Apparently, I should check them out. But it's okay. Because no FOMO. And I'm glad I rested. There was a lot of great music to come. I made it back to the grounds of the festival in time to see Chloe Kimes. Just standing there in a white dress with this very cool flowers in her hair, red and white flowers with this... I don't know what you would call that even. I'm sorry, Chloe, or anybody listening who's screaming at their computer box. Headdress, I suppose you would call it. I don't know. She looked beautiful. Her band was amazing. Incredible fiddle player, upright bass, drummer. Harmonies were on point. Really cool set where she was kind of alternating originals with covers. Slaying the covers. Knowing her audience, did a cover of the Grateful Dead's Friend of the Devil. I was just really impressed. And she made a new fan out of me for sure. So I caught pretty much all of that set. And then I wanted to see a little bit of the Fretliners, bluegrass band from Colorado. Really good set. Those guys are tight. And then there was just so much more to see. And again, no FOMO, y'all, right? I wanted to see Sam Grisman Project, but I'm going to catch Sam today. He's going to play with Peter Rowan. They're going to play Old and in the Way and some other stuff. So, and Donna the Buffalo was playing. Always loved them, but I saw him last night. No FOMO. Went back to camp, relaxed, because I also really wanted to see Shawn camp. Shawn and I are trying to catch up this weekend for a proper episode of the Marinade with Jason Earle, and it's always best for me if I can see. I've seen Shawn before several times, but if I can see their set at the festival and then sit down with them in person, that's the ideal situation. Because inevitably they tell some story that I wasn't able to find in my research, or just like there's a human connection that is present that would not have been otherwise. And so, relaxing at camp, getting to Shawn's set at 6:30 was my goal. I made it a little bit early, and he started early, which was really cool. This set, y'all, I think I'll hold off on saying too much because I'm going to talk to him about it when we get to sit down. But just like the things this man has done, and that's one of the crazy things about Suwannee is, I don't know, a lot of you listening may not, if you're a fan of Suwannee, if you follow this kind of music closely, you know who Shawn Camp is, right? But some of you listeners are like, who? Shawn who? I mean, Shawn Camp wrote Two Pina Coladas, the huge Garth Brooks hit. He was telling all these stories he told a story about a song that he wrote and pitched to George Strait, and George Strait's people passed on it. And then Willie Nelson recorded it. Like all these songs, he played a whole suite of songs that Willie Nelson recorded, that he wrote, that Shawn wrote. Just like incredible life. Played guitar with Guy Clark, wrote a bunch of songs with Guy. He told a story about Guy having a melody when Shawn walked in the house, and then they sat down and wrote a song. Just imagine that, like Guy Clark being that close with him and writing that much with him. Just the stories this man has, and I haven't met him in person yet, but it just how personable he was with the crowd. He knew a lot of people in the crowd by name. He knew a lot of fans by name, and if he didn't know their names, he remembered things about them. He remembered them requesting certain songs, and it was that kind of a set. In the stage that used to be called the porch stage out here, they've moved it inside now, and it's kind of in this like barn situation. Just as intimate of a set as you could possibly have enjoyed, and an absolute blast. I'm very excited to get a chance to talk with Shawn. Hopefully today. I'm going to reach out to him as soon as I finish this recording, if everything goes according to plan with the technology. Hopefully. And then from there, I rested for another 30 or 45 minutes back at camp. No FOMO, y'all. And got a chance to see a little bit of Steep Canyon Rangers, which is always a delight. A little bit of Keller and the Keels. And then I was pretty much out of gas. Big day today. And, I just decided to go back to camp. I was going to sit around for a little while, but I just sort of walked through the campground, as I like to do at the end of the night, and picking circles until I just don't really have anything left in me. And that's what I did. Went to bed a little bit earlier last night than I did the night before, in part because today is action-packed. I'm going to try to catch Denisha. I hope I said it right. So yeah, Shawn Camp and Verlin Thompson have two sets together today. One of them is billed as Songs of Guy Clark, and of course I won't miss that. And then Amelia Day, gotta see it. Missed John Stickley Trio last night, so I'm gonna dig deep and stay up a little later for later. I've got to stop sounding like such an old man. I'm listen. I got this. Okay, tonight I'm staying up. Larkin Poe's at 9:30. John Stickley Trio's from 9 to 10:15. So I'll catch the first part of his set and then catch Larkin Poe. And I'll do my best to get some photos out to y'all this time. Hopefully my technology is not exactly consistent right now. But listen, we breathe and we make it happen. Thank y'all so much for listening. If you're out here at Suwannee, come say hi. I look like I do in the photo, or in the drawing on the logo. And until next time, go out and create something. Cheers, y'all.